Nikki? What's up? You run this shop? Say what? Yeah, I'll get around to that today. Bruce putting in work. It's about time.
Always putting in work.
Gotta fix that, Jim.
Why you walk through the shop?
Why not? Just getting some footage. Is that the power steering pump is leaking right there. Apparently we have the incorrect type fitting, as that's just a regular AN fitting, and I am going to be installing a AN fitting with a O-ring compression, which hopefully will stop the leak. Hey, Nikki. Hey. You having fun today? Yeah? Nothing like having to buy more fluid after you just put power steering fluid in the car. But we're getting some progress here. We should be able to take out that little fitting and put the new one in, and hopefully that will resolve most of the issues. The leak that I was having, as you can see, whenever I put it together, not being experienced with this, I basically just went and got a 4 AN fitting that had the proper thread on the back side, not knowing that with power steering that you actually need to have the compression O-ring style to actually get it to seal up and to stop any leaking. So now that we have that out of the car, I guess we will go ahead and proceed to put the new one in and go ahead and get the lines hooked back up, fill her up, and see if she's still leaking. All right, so we now have the new fitting in, O-rings on. Sorry about the glare. Just got a lot of light. I made sure that there is space between the header and the new stainless steel line fitting. So all should be good, and hopefully we won't have any more leaks. That was quite the pain in the butt. There is very little you can do to get a wrench or a socket up in there, so it takes forever to remove and put that back on. In some of the previous pictures, you've seen kind of like a overflow can here. That was kind of a makeshift oil catch can that I put in temporarily when I was doing my build. We now have a permanent overflow for coolant, which is tied into the radiator down here. And since the radiator sits lower than the actual motor, what I ended up having to do was put in a secondary radiator cap, which I believe this is off of like a Dodge van or a Dodge Ram pickup truck. But that allowed me to go ahead and tap into the side of it, because it's just plastic, and end up running my steam port directly to it. Which you can feel the warmth, which means it's definitely passing fluid through it. We have dual fans, which seem to be doing pretty good. So far, the paint and wrap that I put on there is holding up fairly well. It looks like I will have to end up doing some work on the intercooler piping. The paint that comes on it's not very good, but I have an idea for that, which should be more permanent. And my idea with the engine cover would actually be to leverage the stock mounting points here for the original truck cover, and end up having it cover all the way over top of the coil packs on this side. Now, one thing I get questioned about a lot is how did I do the coils over here with the turbo on top of it? And the way I did that is that they are actually down underneath the manifold down there, and the wires come out the bottom back up to the spark plug.
freed up this whole area right here on top of that valve cover to allow me to place the turbo here. And then I just left the driver's side in the stock configuration. So back to checking to see how our overflow looks here. So our reservoir, you can see it. It's got some in there, but it's fairly low. I'm going to have to add some more to it. It's pretty dirty also. Might have to drain it all out and then put it in. Got her idling real good. Had it up to about 4 pounds of boost at this point. I've got it set so that whenever it goes higher than that, it ends up burning real rich. Puts out a lot of black smoke, but I'm still in the process of tuning. I just needed to get the power steering lead fixed before I end up setting the car on fire. Another issue that I've had that I'm hoping might have fixed itself was an oil leak here at the turbo. Look down here, you may be able to see, looks like it might be seeping a little bit. Alright, so I did find some more power steering fluid sitting around the shop here where I had purchased previously. What I want to do is take a look at the dashboard that I made, which unless you are on my Instagram, you may not be aware of this, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up mounting this laptop in the car, and it'll be set up to where this will actually be my gauge set. So we have pretty much everything that we need, RPMs. This is going to be miles per hour once I get a GPS unit to hook up to the laptop. I've got my coolant temperature. This right here represents the amount of throttle that you're giving the car at any point in time. Boost gauge, air intake temperature, air fuel, which is a little lean, or it's a little rich right now. I was playing around with the warm-up enrichment earlier. Ended up increasing the fuel on the warmer side. I need to work on that to bring that back down now that it is past the warm-up and still running rich. Some other things that we have here is at any given point in time you can tell the ignition timing, if we're losing sync with the ECU, which was a micro squirt with, and down here are some of the more important ones. The map sensor, which shows me at any given point in time at KPA what the engine is reading airflow wise, as well as duty cycle, which is important for knowing how much more fuel system I have left. Car for about 20 minutes or so. There are no additional leaks power steering wise that I can find. We'll keep a watch on the fluid level, as well as I'll bring it back in here at some point in time and get it back up on the lift. I think the next thing to do here is going to end up being get that front bumper back on, get it looking good again. Headlights obviously need to be sanded and clear coated. I'm going to do that until I can get around to getting a set. I want to do a triple halo setup. I want to do around the turn signal there. I want to do the main headlight, and then I want to do a 3/4 around the top there. It's a little hard to see. Have those set up, same on both sides, and maybe end up doing some fog lights in the bumper too to match. Another thing I'm going to have to do here, I will have to get a windshield at some point. I ended up cracking the windshield. I was using a pipe to hold the hood up, and that pipe ended up slipping and falling and clipping the very edge of the windshield and breaking it. As well as the windshield already had a previously existing scratch going across it for some reason. Don't know if maybe somebody ran it without a wiper or the blade came off or something, but it's got a nice scratch all the way across, so that's going to have to be redone. The next after that, I think I want to end up redoing the window tint. From outside, you can tell it's pretty bad. Somebody tried to peel it off and just left the glue all over the windows. So I'm gonna have to get a razor blade and start cleaning that up. Maybe even sand the roof, paint it black.
just in preparation for when I get around to doing the body work and paint work on the car. I've still got to figure out the hood setup that I want to do, pull that rear bumper skin, maybe replace it or get the dent out of it. Just trying to think what else. I will be posting more videos here soon. I am hopefully going to try to, get it back out on the road, start working on the tuning for it, and end up getting it to the August 22nd drift event at Five Flags. That will be its maiden voyage. Hopefully it comes home in one piece. All right, we'll catch y'all later.